Welcome to Red Eye. Hello, everyone. I'm Tom Shalhoub. Let's check in with TV's Andy Levy over there at the Red Eye Tees deck. Andy?
Thanks, Tom. Coming up on the big show, Donald Trump is named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. In 2017 news, Donald Trump is named Time Magazine's Person of the Year for the second straight year. In 2018 news, Donald Trump is named... Now you get it.
Yeah.
Plus, a company cancels its annual holiday party because Trump won the election. That's right, kids. Christmas is ruined, and it's all Hillary's fault. And finally, the director of Jurassic World assures us that, unlike in that movie, in the sequel, Bryce Dallas Howard's character won't be wearing high heels while being chased by dinosaurs. I guess this is one small step for a woman. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Andy. Let's welcome our guests. She's more electric than a flux capacitor. Ooh. Emmy Award-winning tech expert Katie Linendoll. Just what I needed, a little R&R. It's comedian Ryan Reese. Not sure why he went to North Korea, but I bet it had something to do with leather boots and caning. Observer columnist Michael Malice. And thankfully, he's not as thick as his beard. Sitting right next to me, comedian Joe DeVito. Okay, let's start the show. Nearly a month after winning the presidency, Donald Trump has achieved an even bigger coup. He was named Time's Person of the Year. The president-elect beat out 10 other finalists, including Hillary Clinton, Olympic gymnast Simone Biles, Beyonce, Mark Zuckerberg, and Harambe. According to the magazine, the honor goes to the person who, quote, for better or worse, has done the most to influence the events of the year, big league. Trump has appeared many times on the cover this year. Take a look at these three from August 22nd, October 24th, and this week. I think they really tell a story. Maybe I'm the only one who sees it. After the cover was released, some people noticed what they think are sneaky design choices that reveal the magazine's true feelings toward Trump. For instance, the M above Trump's head looks kind of like horns. Others said the aesthetic of the photo is similar to the photo of Hitler when he was named Person of the Year. I don't know. Being unfair to Trump doesn't sound like the media I know. Right? Michael Malice?
Well, I think the real hidden message behind this cover is how Trump has broken the backs of the media and made them bow down and kiss his boots, because they would not want to do this cover if they had any choice. And the fact that they used the exact same chair as in the Hitler photo, and they showed the chairs aging and fraying and falling apart, is really them showing their hands and kind of being disrespectful to the man that they're supposed to be honoring. I mean, they literally showed more respect to Hitler on the Hitler cover than Trump on the Person of the Year cover, which is odd because, as we all know, Trump is literally Hitler.
I mean, this is... You hear the comparisons every day. We have, guests coming in and out of these chairs who feel the same way. But Michael, did he have to sit for this? Did they, they arrange it with him, or?
No, I'm sure they didn't, and I'm sure that's why it was just a painting instead of a photograph. Yeah. I'm sure he wouldn't bother returning their calls. He's actually got things to do, unlike, let's say, Hillary Clinton, who would have, he was just walking the woods like Bigfoot at this point.
I know.
Desperate to find someone to talk to.
You know they had their cover ready for Hillary, right?
Of course.
Madam President? Yes? Joe, the... does this matter? Person of the Year?
The M in Time Magazine looking like devil horns, it actually is something that happens pretty often. It's just a design issue that they have.
Wait a minute.
It does happen quite a bit, although I do think the sulfur scratch and sniff was a bit much.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair because if there's one thing we know that Donald Trump will not tolerate, it's something looking silly on top of his head. He will not put up with that.
It's right. I mean, you could look at it like a crown on his head. It looks almost like a king's crown, doesn't it?
Considering, I think they did one with McCain where it really looked like they were going to put Photoshop a pitchfork into his hand. So
yes,
he actually got off a little bit easier than they usually do on this.
They did McCain. I did find some. Do we have those? Let's see some of the photos where the M looks like horns. I think they had Kanye. They had
Kanye looks a little pale there.
Yeah, there. Look, Jay Leno's got little horns. Who's that? Angela Merkel. And Kanye's got the Kanye's really look like horns, don't they? So okay. The horns is, it happens often, but do you see the Hitler comparison, Ryan?
Oh, I think this whole cover is just justifying someone's art school degree. You know, I think someone sent this to their parents, like, see, Dad, that PhD in art was worth it.
Well, I mean,
they're just hacking themselves. I mean, they did 3 covers with horns. I mean, I think it's a great photo. This is going to make an excellent Tinder profile pic for him.
Actually, it's true. I know Trump would look. He's looking over his shoulder like somebody's bothering him. He loves that photo, doesn't he? I think he would appreciate this, Michael.
I don't think he'd appreciate it at all. I think he has nothing but contempt for Time Magazine, and it's well warranted.
And you know what? if they had the courage of their convictions, Katie, they had him melting all during the campaign.
Yeah.
You know they don't like him. They should, if they were really going to be consistent, they should show America melting now, right? Because you know they're still anti-Trump.
If there was a hidden message here, it'd have to be a lot more subtle. And we know that the mainstream media has been so fair in coverage that they would have just smashed him down hard if they had wanted to.
Yeah.
Now, what we haven't talked about here is the bigger issue, and my problem with this is, I don't know if this was like an op-ed piece or, heaven forbid, an unbiased piece of journalism, but did you notice that, like an American Moses, they called Hillary Clinton?
Yes.
She was an imperfect prophet, leading women to the edge of the promised land, was also noted in that piece.
Yes.
I find that offensive.
Well, I mean, you know they wanted to call her an American Moses on the cover of that magazine,
I mean,
didn't
when
they?
you guys are talking about Hitler,
Well, she is an American Moses. Look how many
an
plagues she...
American Moses, you compared her
stepped
to
on my
a prophet?
punchline.
I know.
She stepped on my punchline.
What? I know what
Sorry,
you...
dude, I just totally railed you.
Well, you know, on eBay you can still get the Newsweek cover that says Madam President. They're selling plenty of those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, that was, you know.
Yeah. Okay, next story. 'Tis the season to overreact. La Force, a New York public relations firm, has canceled its holiday party because Donald Trump won the election. The company, which does fashion PR, designed the invite before November 8th, expecting the party for 1,000 people to be a celebration of Hillary Clinton's victory. Sadly for them, Trump triumphed. Executives sent out another card explaining, quote, "We envisioned an extra cheerful celebration of Hillary Clinton's presidency. Alas, Election Day did not go as we'd hoped. So it's with deep regret that we're canceling this year's party." Wow, Ryan, look, this company, why can't they just throw the party and, you know?
I totally agree with them. Like I told my niece and nephew, hey, no presents this year.
Yes.
Sorry, Hillary lost.
Yeah.
So I think we all have to suffer.
Well-
But it's ridiculous. I mean, the executives in that article said they were on a trip overseas, and when they found out about the election, they almost canceled their trip.
Yeah.
Almost. Instead, they were like, nah, screw it. Cancel Christmas for everyone else.
They were on a bullet train. I mean, how elite can you get? They were on a bullet train in Japan watching the elections on their smartphones.
Heading
Yes,
to sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they nearly spilled their champagne and Virgin's Blood cocktails. I think the funniest part, I read a little bit more about it, they said that they had hired nude male models to be wearing nothing but red, white, and blue body paint for the Christmas party. I feel bad for them.
I was
'cause
one of
where-
those models.
And where are
It
you
was
going
a
to pick up?
huge letdown, which is why my niece and my nephew can't get gifts.
Because where's a nude male model going to pick up a body paint gig this late in the holiday season?
Thank you for bringing that up, though, because I found that offensive. Only male models wearing only body painted stars and stripes. Like, do you just assume that everybody likes that?
Well,
and
these
assume
guys
that
are-
everybody's on your side as in politics.
If I'm correct, Michael, it's two gay gentlemen who run the firm, right? So they might have that.
PR firm? You better. Andy's going to correct you on that one.
I think
Well,
they
listen,
are.
I think what's great is Trump destroyed the Democratic Party. He's destroyed most of the Republican Party, and he keeps destroying parties as the year goes on. So I am never going to get sick of winning. As someone who never gets invited to parties, I don't want anyone else to have them either.
Yeah, but couldn't they, Katie? They could have a morning party. They could get together and hold hands, right? Sing songs.
Well, I'm still a little confused. Was it a holiday party or was it an election party?
It was an election party. It was a celebrate
Oh.
Hillary party. It was
so
red,
the
white, and
holidays
blue.
/election parties canceled.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just also, was it a little presumptuous that you assume that your whole entire clientele and your whole office has the
Right.
same political views as you?
Well, it's fashion PR.
I'm going to invite everybody to my Catholic church for my next event party.
Yes, exactly.
You know, it's just an all-inclusive.
Although they do have Ryan, you were telling me who are some of their clients?
They one of their clients they have is Governor Huckabee. They represent Governor Huckabee.
What is he? Is he doing any runway shows?
Listen,
Oh,
I've been
gosh.
assured they're going to keep his paycheck and still represent him, though. So it's okay.
Was his band going to play at this event?
The Little Rockers? they
Little
were
Violin.
the other nude models.
They were.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
But Joe, I think it's funny that you felt bad for the models
I did.
that are out of work after doing
did.
this party. Is it because you've relied on pickup gigs like this your whole life?
I'm saying, as an independent contractor, I realize the importance of the holiday season and
Yes.
corporate gigs.
Yes.
That's what we call them in the biz. I don't feel bad. Well, I don't really feel bad for the people who work there because I'm sure that they probably do all have pretty much the same political views. But who likes to go to those company Christmas parties anyway? I mean, the whole point of going to them is to get your Christmas bonus and get drunk.
I can't stand it. Too many Christmas parties.
Yeah, it's awful.
Every year, the comedy clubs used to have their annual parties.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of show up just to show you're still around in the business.
And
it was
the
an
free food's
obligation. I couldn't
gone.
stand
Used
it.
to be holiday parties, and now that it's Trump, it's Christmas parties again.
It's back to Christmas. No more war on Christmas. Okay, PR execs aren't the only ones wigging out over Trump's big win. New York Magazine reports that women are coping with the surprise election results by drastically changing their hairdos, like cutting off 6 inches or going platinum. One woman who dyed her hair black explained, "I was like, F it. The election deadened my soul. I think I wanted to do something defiant to feel stronger." A D.C. salon owner who noticed a surge in post-Trump haircuts noted, "Maybe this is some kind of compensation for not getting what we wanted in the election. By changing our hair, we can control the outcome." Katie, what do you think? You got to change things up, right? Or are they just looking for an excuse to do a makeover?
Can I tell you, as a woman, nothing gives me more courage and more power and fight than a really great bowl cut. Just drives everything right home. I actually think it's more powerful for a woman to be unapologetically feminine. Why do you have to do something drastic and bold and give yourself, a comb over? Does that legitimize your feelings towards life?
I think you make a good point.
Quote, the one woman in the article said, "The bumper sticker for me is, I am a woman. Hear me roar."
Yes.
With a bowl cut. I'm not going to drop it.
But Michael, they're feeling bad. I think this is what happens is, a lot of women were upset. I saw the YouTube videos. They were crying.
They were pornographic, weren't they?
I mean, in some way. And maybe
Yeah.
that, I saw a lot of them. But
I got 15 minutes. That's all I needed.
the thing is that they need to do something.
Yeah, there's
And
nothing says strength like having a nervous breakdown when an election doesn't go your own way. And maybe they're in disguise. Maybe they're trying to change their appearance so they don't look like members of a party that lost the easiest election in history.
Was it easy? Wait a
Oh,
minute.
come on. Are you serious? She blew it. She blew it hard. She choked harder than those people in North Korea that you made jokes about in the intro.
I did. I shouldn't make fun of the North Koreans.
It's fine.
I'm not one of the people who thinks that Hillary Clinton blew it. I think Trump won the election.
Can it be both? Can she be a loser and he's a winner?
It can be.
You know who could have been a winner too? Locks for Love. Let's put a positive message on this. What they could have done for some power and some courage is the right thing.
Oh, you mean
I'm serious.
That's a great charity where women
Thank you.
cut their hair and they give it to kids who have chemo, who are
As
suffering from
somebody
cancer.
that works
Yeah,
in
that's a great
pediatric
idea.
cancer volunteering,
Yes.
I would think that would have been the smarter and stronger
fair.
and
I like
more
that idea.
positive answer.
I'm sure
to
they
this.
didn't do that, though.
they did not?
No.
Okay, I want to get your.
I think they played right into Trump's hands because with the short haircuts, he actually has a new slogan: "Grab him by the page, boy."
Oh,
and I think that
gosh.
is really he set them up.
Don't
They
defeat him.
hook, line, and sinker.
It's hard. It is hard though to get your hands on a page, boy. There's so little to work with. Okay, I want to.
But Tom, what kind of protest is this? I mean, when's the last time a guy noticed a woman's haircut? I mean, isn't that
We
the
don't know.
Will you notice something different about me? I'm like, no, I don't.
No, we get
You
in
look
trouble.
exactly the same as you did yesterday.
All right, moving on. Paddling. It's not just for hazing freshmen who deserve it. It's still a form of punishment at schools in many states, but should it be? Education Secretary John B. King Jr. is calling on governors and school leaders to end student paddling, which he says would be considered criminal assault or battery against an adult. Corporal punishment is legal in 22 states, and more than 110,000 students were subjected to paddling in one recent school year. The Education Secretary is urging more supportive disciplinary practices, like taking misbehaving students and burying them in bunny rabbits. That boy never talked back again. Michael, what do you think? I'm surprised that there was any paddling. I didn't know they did this anymore.
I know you're old-timey, so you like all that old-timey stuff.
If it works. I don't know if it works, though.
When I was in second grade, I asked to go to the bathroom. I went halfway down the hall, changed my mind. I didn't have to go. I came back. The teacher got so mad, she forbid me from going to the bathroom, and I ended up peeing my pants at a later date. If you are a school teacher who can have that happen to a 6 or 7-year-old child and look yourself in the face, you're the one who deserves a paddling. And if I see Miss Yeager down these halls, I swear to God, I'm going to knock her block off. Disgusting human being. beatings, and that's who needs the beatings in our schools, and that's how you solve the police brutality problem and the public education problem. Have the cops be beating up these teachers.
Wow.
I
Katie,
just respected that you just totally outed her after like 30 years.
I'm sure she's in the ground
Miss
now.
Yeager, she was
Yeah.
a miss, right? Maybe she's married and she has a different last name now.
She better be on the run, because if I'm going to go on Facebook, that's a good idea.
And you wet your pants at a later date? Is that what
Well,
you
you
said?
weren't
Yeah,
supposed to
because
drive
she
that
wouldn't let
home,
me go to the
Shalu.
bathroom from now on. She said, you lied, so now you can't go to the bathroom.
Okay,
That's
I understand. I thought you held it for months.
No.
Amazing.
Until it wasn't amazing.
Katie, paddling.
I'm like you. I didn't know this still existed. And then I'm thinking to myself, what a range, a spectrum we have here of, kids also getting cuddly dogs before semester finals.
Yeah.
And Play-Doh events and safe spaces. And then paddling still happens?
Yeah.
What is this, 1940?
I don't think it's the same ones. I think the kids who are getting paddled.
Is this the same school?
No, I think that the.
It's just a range of emotions that I can't keep up with.
I know. I didn't get paddled. We weren't able, but our teachers, they'd push us around a little bit. Ryan, how about you?
Well, what's important here, Mike, is the therapy's working for you, buddy. Yeah. When I was 6. Yeah. All right, so I didn't know corporal punishment was allowed either. I think 22, right?
Yeah.
One of these states is Florida, which confuses me because that's the state where all the teachers are sleeping with the students. Yeah. So is this abuse or foreplay? I don't know.
Yes. For some it is. Michael, you perked up at that. Some consider it foreplay in fewer than 22 states. But what do you think, Joe?
I was actually kind of excited to hear that this is still legal in some states. Who knows? Maybe you need paddling. Maybe you're teaching a kayaking class. Things get out of hand. You need to lay down the law with these kids. I think it's interesting that we're talking about this at the younger age, but as you mentioned, as the children get older, they seem to be getting. They seem to be regressing because once they head off to college, that's when they seem to need the petting the soft animals and being coddled more like that. So I don't know. I mean, it didn't seem to improve Kevin Bacon's attitude in Animal House. So I don't know if the Thank You Sir May have another works at that level.
That's
but
right.
For the little
He got
kids,
it good.
Straighten them out.
I don't think the kids who are getting paddled, they're not going off to the Ivy League schools that have the, the sensitive care. I think the kids who get paddled, they're going off to, I think they're going to trade school.
But isn't it those old ones who go, then they join a frat to work out this various homo-aggressive things that gets instilled in them?
Is that what it is?
I think it is. Then they want to turn the tables
down.
on people. They turn into like little Ivy League prison rapists.
Listen, the real loser in this whole conversation is...
Miss Yeager.
Exactly. Miss Yeager, turn the TV off. Coming up, live long and prosper, not if you're a woman. Star Trek and the sexism in the classroom when we return.
You got her.
If you're like me and most of America, you've been banging your head against a wall lately trying to find ways that we can get women involved in STEM careers. STEM, of course, stands for science, technology, engineering, and marketing. Sapna Chernin, professor of psychology at University of Washington, has a solution. No more Captain Kirk jokes. She said she took a computer science class in high school, and the teacher peppered his lectures with Star Trek jokes and other male-oriented pop culture references. The boys ended up dominating the classroom discussions and went on to become computer scientists and engineers, while the girls largely turned to fields like social sciences and medicine. Look, I know how she feels. In college, I took a psych class, and my female professor wouldn't shut up about Murphy Brown and Mad About You. I would leave class literally in tears. She conducted a study of the STEM fields with the biggest gender disparity, computer science, engineering, and physics, and found that when high school girls see Star Trek posters and video games in a computer science classroom, they're less interested than boys in taking the course. When the classroom is devoid of decor, girls still opt out. It's only when an alternate image of computer science is presented by replacing geeky objects with art and nature posters that girls become as interested as boys. So that's all women need, a makeover to spruce up the computer lab. And guys, please stop talking about Dungeons and Dragons. It's scaring the girls away. It certainly seems like fighting sexism with more sexism, but hey, whatever works. Okay, Joe, you're our sexism expert.
It's me.
Do you think it is, what do you think? Do you think it's nature or nurture in this STEM argument?
I think it's interesting that because she had a bad experience in high school, I mean, imagine holding a school grudge that long. Imagine still carrying that torch. I think, well, first of all, if she thinks Star Trek posters are going to be the most awkward interaction that women have with guys in the STEM field, she's dreaming.
Yeah.
With the sweaty hands and so forth. Yeah, come on now. If that's what's keeping women out of these fields, this is nonsense here. And you can't have everything be completely calibrated to everything that you desire and wish and want. And you don't hear men saying, "Oh, well, we need to have more laser battles and car crashes and chick flicks," because we don't care about that stuff.
Don't we say that?
Yeah,
I thought we do say that.
I
Well,
like that
we
idea.
do. It's a great idea, of course, but we don't insist that be done to make it better for us.
Yes.
If you're a woman who's interested in these fields, well, then go and do it. There's a difference between people preventing you from doing it, but then we don't need to roll out red carpets and throw rose pet. Please come be an engineer. If you want to do it, you go and do it, and if you don't, you go do something else because you have choice.
You
Isn't
have
that what we
choice.
want women to have choices.
That's it. Katie,
Thank you.
I bet you've been in a couple of computer science classes in your day, right?
Yes, and I have to first off, because I'm always trying to impress Andy, TV's Andy Levy.
Yeah.
STEM actually stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, not marketing. So one up for me.
Oh, it's math.
And then further, and maybe more important, so I actually have my degree in information technology from the Rochester Institute of Technology, and I was the only girl in pretty much all of my classes. A, this is not true.
What?
What was just being said.
There's not Star Trek posters
And
all
B,
over the wall?
Here's the problem with girls going into science, technology, engineering, and math, because I educate on this quite often. There's all this core curriculum going on. Kids aren't exposed at a younger age. Hey, you can build an app. Hey, you can work for SpaceX and put a rocket to the moon. Hey, you could visit Mars. Show kids, and girls especially, what they can do with science, technology, engineering, and math, not tell them they should go into coding or computers. That means nothing. How about you could go and do an awesome career?
Yes, I see. So it is marketing then. They need to be marketed to you better.
Oh, sick burn.
Michael.
Well played.
Well, look, if these women are being scared away by aesthetics, doesn't that say something?
Well, I mean, have you seen these guys in these majors? They looks like, I mean, no wonder they hate the Star Trek jokes. It looks like Jabba's palace. Yes, that was an intentional confusion of the two of them. The point is, it's nature versus nurture, and this is very heavily a nature issue because historically men are the geniuses and the morons. Women are at the middle of the bell curve and go up higher there. So this is something that if you're a woman who has an interest in STEM, you're going to have watched Star Trek growing up. I mean, there's a huge Venn diagram.
I never
there.
watched Star Trek growing up.
Well, neither did I.
I'm in STEM.
Okay, so you're on one data point. That's M, math.
I get it. He's saying in general. Ryan, are you a genius or a moron? Apparently, men have to be one of each.
I like Star Trek.
I'm reading M.
I love that they referred to the culture of Star Trek in Dungeons and Dragons as a dominant masculinity, which is probably something no one who's a fan of either of those things has ever heard.
Yeah, whenever
Dominant masculinity.
it's not dominant, no.
All that testosterone.
It's not us using Star Trek to keep you out. It's you telling us no that drove us to Star Trek. There's no guy in the world that's like, I'd love to go out with you, Cindy, but I got to go play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like it's that first date. Well, that's the thing is, I think our first date was our last Dungeons and Dragons session, right? Isn't that what we did? We played D&D up until the first time we...
I was kicked out of the Dungeons and Dragons club. That's how nerdy I was.
Well, how can you get
They even
kicked
threw
out?
multi-sided dice and pewter figurines. They drove me from the public library.
What did you do? You
study room.
had behavior problems?
Well, you know what? I got there and I thought, oh, monsters and wizards is going to be cool. And then I got there, I was like, wait a minute, this is math. That's what it is. It's not cool. Dungeons and Dragons is not cool.
It's just more work,
I thought
right?
we were going to be actually putting curses on people and stuff.
There's
You're rolling
curses. There's a lot of curses.
Yeah, please. If anything, they're low on its charisma points.
You gotta wait. You can't do curses on level 1 and 2. You
Right,
gotta kill
It's
some
like a level 3
gelatinous
spell.
cubes
Out of the
before you
gate
do
strong.
curses.
He knows.
Coming up, we journey to the land of Levy. Halftime is next. And a brand new episode of the Red Eye Podcast is available. Subscribe on iTunes and on FoxNewsRadio.com. Welcome back. Time to find out what we got wrong and what we missed from TV's Andy Levy over in the Red Eye News Deck. Hey, Andy.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good.
Excellent. So Trump is Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
Amazing.
Yeah, how about that? Putin's got to be like, what? I get this guy elected and he's Person of the Year?
Come on.
I kid the Putin. Malice, you said the real lesson here is that Trump has made the media bow down to him because you know they didn't want to pick him. Well, as we know, making someone Person of the Year isn't an endorsement, but yeah, I do believe that they probably already had one of these written for Hillary, because if she had won the election, she clearly would have been Person of the Year.
And it would have deserved to have one person.
Yeah. I'm guessing it would have been a little nicer than the piece that was actually written for Trump.
And the furniture would have been a lot more modern.
Yeah, yes.
She wouldn't deserve it.
Yeah.
If she had won.
If she had won, she would have.
No.
Winning the
she
presidential
absolutely
election
Yeah,
and
big
being
deal.
the first woman president, big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt she would have deserved it. Instead, we barely remember who she was. Joe, I agree with you that the horns thing from the M is a design oddity that happens all the time. My only question would be that, knowing that, wouldn't you think Time would be more careful about, because this has happened before and people get upset about it?
Well, maybe it's a feature, not a bug.
Ooh.
To keep putting that in there and say, if we don't like you, we're going to give you the devil horns. You know, I think Trump might have been happy because it does appear those are the biggest devil horns anyone's ever gotten.
Absolutely, yeah.
He got the full M, so
Which
he's
is
probably
odd,
saying, I
given-
got the
given
biggest
the
devil
hands
horns
there.
ever.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's huge.
Yeah. Katie, you said if there were a hidden message on the cover, it would have to be more subtle. I'm told if you turn the magazine upside down and look at it from the correct angle, hidden in the chair, in like the upholstery, are the words "F you, Electoral College." I don't. Could be a coincidence though. I don't
In
know.
Helvetica font. I caught that too, Andy.
Yeah. Oh, good. Wasn't just me. PR firm cancels its holiday party because of Trump's victory. Tom, you brought up that the head of the firm and his husband were on a bullet train in Japan, following along on the election results on their iPhone, and they said as their employees in New York were crying. I love this though. He said, "I felt so bad. We thought of cutting our trip short." That's code for we didn't cut our trip short.
Exactly. I felt so bad I thought about something.
Yeah. Malice, you seem to be implying at one point that most guys in PR are gay.
No, the ones who own the companies. not
I was
everyone in it.
going to say you are correct.
Damn it! I'm always ready for you to criticize me. Damn it.
Katie, you asked if this was a holiday party or an election party. Yeah, this was never a holiday party. This was a Hillary Clinton is the president party.
Oh,
I mean, it's got to be.
right.
They just called it a holiday party.
They just want to ruin Christmas for everybody.
They really do.
Wait, are we not allowed to say Christmas anymore?
Yeah,
You can.
Now we
Yeah,
are.
Trump's president. You can say Christmas. Yeah. Also, Katie, you said it was pretty presumptuous for them to assume all of their employees and clients share their sentiments. James LaForce, the guy who runs the company, he said he wasn't worried about any blowback from clients who didn't agree. He told Page Six, quote, "Everyone gets where we are coming from." So no, he did not care.
That seems like a dictatorship.
A little bit, yeah.
Communism.
Yeah, or fascist. Post-election haircuts. Michael, you said nothing says strength more than having a breakdown because your candidate lost. I think what's important to remember here is that these people, and the people, last night we talked about this woman who says she now can't go on dates because Trump won. So her and these people here, they really do believe that they are the smart ones.
Well, she can't go on dates because no one wants to listen to her yapper. You know, I matched with somebody on one of these apps, and she's like, "Are you a Trump supporter?" I'm like, "Look, I talk about this on TV, so I don't have to talk about it on this app. So
Right.
shut up."
Yeah, exactly. Katie, I feel like you don't like bowl cuts.
Oh, no, I'm wide open. It's not a look for me, but I feel if you want to do something bold and drastic, it makes the statement. It's also like again, the comb over, the mullet.
Sure, right.
You got to make it real drastic.
Okay, all right.
So sorry
Ryan,
to
you
put
said
anybody down with bowl cuts.
No, okay,
That wasn't
okay.
my intention.
All right. Ryan, you said guys never notice when a woman gets a haircut.
Indeed.
I do feel like you'd notice if a girl went from having long hair to having a bowl cut.
Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Just a point of reference also, the
Okay.
PR firm thing. I said the owners thought about cutting their trip short, but they didn't.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't say it the way I did it.
Yeah.
Whoa, told.
Right.
Repeating.
Told.
Yeah. Education Secretary calls for an end to paddling. Tom, you said the kids who are getting paddled aren't going off to the Ivy League schools. That you said they're probably going to the trade schools.
Yeah.
Elitist much?
Well, I mean,
Wow.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Look at
He's
you.
got your number.
Look at you.
Ooh, that's
I
bad.
mean, Andy, do you dispute what I'm saying here?
Boy.
I don't
I
think
have
the kids who get paddled
absolutely
are
no
going off
data
to.
on the subject, Tom, but I would imagine that it's possible that someone might misbehave in school and then end up going to a top-tier college if they so desired. Unlike you, who seems to think, oh, they don't have any chance of doing that.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Shame on you and your elitist friends. And you know what? You lost this election. Remember that.
My elitist friends.
Joe, paddling has been linked to negative health and negative academic outcomes. Well, what if a teacher just wants to blow off some steam?
I think there's room for that. I think the question is, where are these paddles being made? Are these Chinese-made paddles? That's what I want to know.
Excellent point. Yeah. Yeah. And where are they being kept?
There's usually pretty prominently displayed.
They're on the wall, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're on the wall with a little rawhide thing through.
We're
the
at a fraternity? I mean, like
Yeah.
what?
I guess. I don't know. Star Trek jokes in STEM classes make women feel unwelcome. Joe, you said if that's what's keeping women out of these fields, and come on. Yeah. This woman, she writes, it's only when an alternate image of computer science is presented by replacing geeky objects with art and nature posters that girls become as interested as boys. Maybe that means they're interested in art and nature and not in computer science.
Yeah, that's a different class. Maybe if they could acclimate themselves to Star Trek posters and spend less time crying in a heap and getting new haircuts, they might be.
Yeah.
They might be advancing the cause of women a little bit better instead of being a bunch of whiny bozos staring at themselves in mirrors.
Settle down. Malice, that Star Trek, Star Wars thing you tried to do?
Yes.
That's a Wookiee mistake, man.
Oh,
Good one, Andy.
Thank you. I tweeted something like that like 4 years ago.
still works.
And lastly, Joe, I'm with you about Dungeons and Dragons. It was like video games without video.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun.
And really, like the guy would say, "You're entering the." Really, I am.
You weren't entering diddly. You were entering a
you
room
really
with a
weren't.
bunch of nerds.
Yeah. I am done.
Your game's ruined Dungeons and Dragons, Andy. Coming up, high heels are becoming extinct. Jurassic Park footwear after the break. When Jurassic World came out last year, many people wondered, why does Bryce Dallas Howard's character spend the entire movie trying to run away from dinosaurs while wearing heels? It was strange and, dare I say, sexist. Her impractical footwear became a source of controversy, mentioned in every review. It was one of a number of problematic elements in the film, like the fact that all the dinosaurs were female while their trainers were male. If that's not sexist, I don't know what is. Now, planning for the sequel is underway, and it appears they've at least fixed the footwear problem. Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow, if that's his real name, who is co-writing the next installment, tweeted this image of boots saying, "See you soon, Bryce Howard." Wow. This was really big. This was a really big issue, Katie. Were you offended by a woman running in heels?
Well, did you go to the movies and like the theater and like watch Jurassic World?
No, I saw it on the television.
Because I will say that was all I could focus on the whole movie.
The
It was
heels.
like an Easter egg. It's like playing that Avalanche token slot game where it's like one's about to fall and it never. Like you thought at any point she's running from dinosaurs. She
Yeah.
might kick off the heels. This happened the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like it was maddening.
But then,
And by the way, Howard says that she never intended to go in the jungle, and if she was in flats, that would be a cheat. Well, just kick them off. Just kick them off.
well, that presents its own problems. Then you can
You
get
might be like
lacerations
3
on the
times
bottom
as
of your
fast.
feet. Yeah.
Heaven forbid.
Look, here's a quote from her. She defended it, Michael. She doesn't have to be, she's talking about her character, she doesn't have to be in menswear and flats in order to outrun a T-Rex. That's what women can do.
Yeah. What they need to do.
Come on. They can run in heels.
What they need to
2017.
do is put posters of boots in all these computer labs and other things that women like, and then we'll solve the STEM problem overnight, apparently. And why does the woman have to be hating the dinosaurs? What, women can't be paleontologists? Maybe she should be running toward them instead of away from them.
Well, we had, I think, Laura Dern was in the original in those wonderful boots and shorts combination.
If there's one thing I look for in Jurassic movies, it's realism. I really want to know that you can outrun something that can move at the speed of a car. It depends on the footwear. That's the issue here.
It's true. It's unrealistic, Ryan, that they're always running away from the dinosaurs when they would just be caught and eaten.
This is not enough. You understand? I want the male leads to be in heels. I want to watch it and go, oh my God, he's so brave. I'm not sure why. maybe because he's running from a dinosaur, maybe because he's in heels, but I love you.
Look, I mean, I thought it caught my eye as well. It was
Yeah.
distracting to me, and I'm no feminist.
I just assumed that they were wearing those Easy Spirit heels because I remembered seeing that commercial where the women were playing basketball. Do you remember that commercial? Here we go. Oh, we have. This is. Do you remember this commercial?
Oh, yes.
What a misbranding opportunity.
What I always think was interesting is that this commercial said actual game, but no final score was given at the end. I really felt like I had a lot of money on this.
It said it on the screen. We didn't see it, but at the bottom it said actual game, played in
Actual
Easy
game
Spirit
played.
heels.
I don't know what
Look at this.
they
Now
covered the
they're
spread.
getting dressed.
Look at that. They're ready to run from a dinosaur like you wouldn't believe. I think this is good news because I've seen too many monster movies where the woman tripped and then you're supposed to go back and help pick her up. You know, now I feel like if the woman falls, you can say, "I'm empowering you, baby." Later. I recommend everyone see a terrible zombie movie called Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things because there's a scene where they're running up
the title?
steps. Yes. And the zombies are coming, and the guy just takes the chick and shoves her into the zombies to buy himself some more time.
Yeah.
And even the zombies are like, "I didn't know you could do that." I recommend you check out Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things.
I was distracted by that. That was a great commercial.
It was good.
Yeah, the ladies in the heels.
Yeah. No dunking, though. It was a very below the rim kind of game.
You had to get the shots. You had to get the shots of the caps and the shoes. Okay, coming up. Giddy up, parents. The greatest gift of all time is after the break. Coming up tomorrow on the next Red Eye, Anthony Cumia, Allie Breen, Harrison Greenbaum, and Ben Kiffel. Get along, little doggy. The item that is sure to be on every cowboy and cowgirl's Christmas list has arrived. The Pony Up Daddy. Roll 'em out, Rawhide.
Pony Up Daddy is a fun saddle that fits your dad just right. Now you can have a pony ride anytime, day or night. Don't worry, Mom, you can pony up too.
Pony, Daddy, pony.
Simply wrap the Velcro straps and kneel down. Kids climb on the saddle and grab the handle and hang on.
Pony, 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 pony up, Daddy.
No more ripped collars, no more stretched shirts, and no more broken jewelry. It's time to play with your kids again.
It's time to play with your kids again, right? Yeah, I don't like those ripped collars. Do you, Ryan?
You know what? This is a great toy. I think everyone should have it under their Christmas tree. I use it all the time. I don't have any kids of my own, which makes it a little strange.
It is awkward.
when
Just
I
walk
first
around
saw
with the
it-
saddle on.
When I saw the girl and the guy, I was like, why do they keep showing photos of Ivanka and Donald Trump?
Look, I think it's a daddy saddle. I don't like when they, halfway through the commercial, they say it's great for moms too. I don't think it is. It's a daddy saddle. Lay off my daddy saddle. That's what I'd say to mom.
Fun fact, that was invented by Michael Jackson. R.I.P. in peace. So you could call him daddy, but you don't literally have to be a daddy.
Look, I think this is an innocent toy. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Katie, what do you think? The daddy saddle. These things have been around for years. They're gonna ride daddy like a horse anyway, so why not get a saddle, right?
Whoever invented this is like on bath salts. I just. And to put down the iPad for what, like 3 seconds? Maybe the next version, the version 2.0, will have an iPad on it, adjusted to the saddle.
They don't
The whole thing's weird to me. I'm out. I'm out. I have nothing to contribute to.
It's a daddy saddle. It's great fun.
I think before everyone starts perving out on this, I thought it was a very sweet, cute commercial.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding how fat children are today, the dad's going to have some medical issues.
Body
But
shaming.
I'm with you. How they had to say it's for mommy. Okay, you're not going to run in heels, but you're throwing on a daddy saddle. Make up your mind.
Exactly.
Ladies, okay.
Yeah. Anything else? What are the gifts for? What are we getting for the holidays, Katie? What do you need?
Oh my gosh.
You're a text expert. What do we need under our tree?
I'm obsessed with it. I actually have a gifting website.
You do.
Katie.gifts. Yeah.
Oh my
It has like
gosh.
300 different options. This
Holy
is like,
wait.
I do this the whole year long.
Do you get a percentage of the gifts?
No. Truly, like this is all pure out of pure fun. I do a lot of holiday segments on television.
So what besides an iPad? What are you gonna
Drones, augmented reality. There's actually a pony saddle for kids that reminded me of that is a lot more fun.
What do you mean
and
a
it does
pony?
not involve an adult. You know, interactive toys for kids.
It's
a lot
just a
of STEM
saddle.
technology, big for the children these days, a lot more fun.
It's a daddy saddle for when you don't have a
Is
daddy.
that
I think
an
that's
actual
great.
toy? Is it real?
It's
Yeah.
real. It's a daddy saddle. Yeah.
Does it work with sugar daddies?
The Hoosier Daddy
Guys,
saddle.
I mean,
That's the one that's made in Indiana, the Hoosier Daddy saddle.
Christmas has been ruined, man.
It's all Hillary's fault. She should have won.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? She ruined Christmas.
Canceled.
Listen, even if Hillary were elected, the daddy saddle would be selling like hotcakes this Christmas. Very special thanks to Katie Linendahl, Ryan Reese, Michael Malice, and Joe DeVito. That does it for me. I'm Tom Schull. We got 10 seconds left. If I climb down here, can you want to get on the saddle?
Do it. Do it. Do it. Show them you won't.
I'm a lot heavier than I look.
Come on, get on there. Take out the IFB. Yeah.